it's the year that just keeps on giving, you know. Kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club, you know. Gives all year. Welcome back to Mid 10, y'all. And the last farm of soybeans, 2024. It's about 1:30 here. Nah, it's less than 1, maybe 1:15 here. Just got started good. Had to put some new fingers in the head again this morning because the last farm, all the rocks were rough on it. So I got the fingers put in, a couple blades changed, and we are running. Not putting a lot of hopper, not in the hopper yet, so I don't know. I really hope these beans will be better, but I don't know if they will or not. These are gonna be the last field of beans. These are wheat beans. We got this field here, it's the biggest field. Got another one back here through trees you can probably see, and there's a tree line right here and a creek and a field over on the other side of it. We gotta get. I think there's 100 acres here, roundabout. And for October, it's hot again. So I'm sitting here in the shade a minute. Walk, shocks, run, and wait for them to fill semi up. And take it to town, and come back and get the dump truck and go. Everything goes smooth. We'll be done in a few days. I don't know about you guys, but the last few days of harvest just seem to take the longest. Seems like when everything blows up, combine catches on fire, you know. It seems like it'd be a mess. We did clean the lock trapper out again this morning, pulled a couple rocks out of it, a bunch of wet bean dust in there, so he's run it 1 day since then, so I guess pulling water back out of the thing still. Cause we did put a lot of water in it, trying to make sure she didn't catch back on fire. Last year, washed the combine out with a fire truck, and you've seen that video. If you haven't, go back and watch it. It's probably the last video. Should be the last video. Heck, I don't know. I don't know where I am editing right now. She's kicking up a lot of dust, as you can see. I can try and get the field outlined here, get a passage cut around it. Did not bring a grain cart again today because that field is drier than a popcorn fart right now, so we can drive across it if we need to. The creek in the back, and that's the creek where we always tear beaver dams out of. I don't know if I may find those videos and link them up here somewhere. We haven't had to tear beaver dams out this year because water ain't been up at all. Beavers have went somewhere else this year because there ain't no water. And you usually have to have a grain cart to get back there to it to haul the grain out. Well, we definitely can drive a dump truck across it, and we may actually be able to get semi back there this year if we need to. We'll see. I ain't went back there and looked at it yet. And the bean dust is getting to me, finally getting in my head. Oh, need to be done with beans to get this stuff out of my head, so I'm clear my head up. I'm gonna sit here in the shade and enjoy this breeze for a minute because daggum hot for October. And hopefully we can get out of beans. They're calling for rain now, actually calling for rain Thursday. And that would be the 31st, and that'd be the first rain we've had in October. We have not had a rain since Helene come through. And we got 2 inches, and it rained that over, I think I said it before, 2 days, so it just soaked in real deep. And then, it soaked in deep, and it was dry a day later. We're driving the trucks to the field again. Hopefully we get these beans done before rain sets in this week. And I don't think they're calling for a lot of rain. And then we'll get on to the next project. I got some logs I gotta cut at my place. Gotta get some wheat sowed. Busy winter coming up. That's right. We're back at it. We've been down there hammering on some beans. So, we're in decent beans right now. And ain't no there about them. 1.5 foot tall. They're decent. I mean, they got some gaps in them right here. And stupid deer. We'll get just a little bit further, and then beans are gonna be like this tall. Deer. Deer have wore the edges of this field. I mean, they wore it slap out. So you look, the beans just get shorter, shorter, shorter. And then right about, I don't know if you can see it through the sun, but right about here, they just fall to nothing. We'll look out the side window in a minute. I mean, them darn things, ain't 2 inches tall right there. If you look, they just build up in the head. Can't run them real low enough to slap them in there. So that's what we're dealing with today. If you look back across the field, we're looking out of the sun now, so it's a little bit easier. You can see where the deer have ate the beans, where you can see the wheat stubble here, up over there. That's where the beans are short. And we are talking super short. 2 inches, some might be 4. Well, they're decent in this kind of little low spot, but I don't know. Then they're better right here. They're better right over here, but you go up on that rise, they're short again. They're short of where you can sell a wheat stubble. Good old deer. I mean, but this farm is owned by somebody who has it as a hunting farm. I hope they kill some big deer this year. Probably won't. I hope they do, though. I mean, looking at little short things. I mean, they did not canopy. They did not. Even got grass coming back up at them, so. Good deal. And on the plus side, these beans are doing crappy too. Got that going for us, you know. It's the year that just keeps on giving, you know. Kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club, you know. Gives all year. But then we're right up here, and boom, we're back into better beans. I mean, they're tall. You can see the canopied. They look better. You can hear the combine moaning. They are feeding hard. I mean, they are feeding super hard. Green stem again. But the beans are dry. I think these things are running around 9%, 9.5%. So, I mean, they're super dry, but just got green stem. What do you do? You just keep on hammering on them. I mean, we'll get done eventually. Hopefully we can get a good bit of this farm cut today. It has been another one of those fun Mondays where we didn't get going till like 1 o'clock. We did get everything moved over here yesterday evening. I mean, the combine in the head. I hauled beans off this morning. Took about 3 hours worth of phone calls for work. And then finally got down here. Had to put a few fingers in the head and started rolling. And we've got a decent bit of the farm cut. I don't think we are running quite half on this yet, but we're getting close to it. If we can get half this done today, and hopefully we'll be able to be done by Thursday. Right now, weather's calling for a 50% chance of rain on Thursday, and by golly, we need it. We needed something fierce like. We got ponds drying up, but we want to get done before it rains. Yeah, go short beans, tall beans, run tall beans, we'll be back in short beans, tall beans, short beans.
And that's kind of how she's running up here. It's not running great. These things are a little bit drier. If the plant was a little bit drier, they'd be running better. But just this end down here, this end of the field down here, this end down here, where the deers ate almost so much, this is where the green stem is. You get back that end of the field, everything's good and dry. I mean, look at them. Look how piddly them beans look. They have just ate the fire out of them. Ain't nothing right there. But you go off this little rise, and then we'll be back in good beans. Decent beans. Good for the year beans. How's that sound? Not good beans, but good for the year. So, if I remember correctly, last time we had wheat beans up here, these things did like 65 bushels an acre, which is really good for our wheat beans. That's outstanding for wheat beans. For us, I mean, on 30-inch rows, looks like these things, it's probably going to be running in the 20s. But we got some better beans on that side. Hopefully, that side of the field does better, bring our average up. But, you know, I ain't gonna hold my breath. I keep thinking we're cutting some good beans, and then it's just good for the year. Yeah, there's another good shot. Look at them short beans. I mean, hot. And you can see as the hill goes up, the beans get taller, the deer's just grazing this little hillside. And I know what you're saying. Man, why don't you go get you a permit and put some things down? I would, but that's not what the landowner wants. And you gotta work with your landowners. Because if you ain't working with them, they'll just find something else. They'll find somebody else. And then boom, comparison, look at them. Them's looks a lot better. I mean, these things are loaded with beans. They have bushed out and loaded all over the place. Here comes your butt, but they're 2 bean pods. And you ain't gonna make killer beans in 2 bean pods. You need at least 3 and you want 4. And for some reason, these things are super, I mean super dirty. I got a ton of dust behind me, and when we unload the truck, it'll be throwing a ton of dust out. I don't know if that's just that old wheat straw I'm running through or what, but it is dirty. These short beans take forever to fill up. There, we're finally full. Finally. We'll run up here, top off the old heavy Chevy, holler at Jesse a minute, and figure out what time the granary is closing, because it's 5 o'clock, so we'll just see when they're gonna close, and it'll depend on what all I do. I mean, I will fill the big truck up, so I can roll the tarp over on it, and the heavy Chevy, as hard as these things are cutting, I might not be able to get it full this evening. We'll just see. We will just see. Look, Jesse's bored. He's over sitting in no blue. Sitting there looking like he's digging for gold right now. But picking your nose. What's wrong with you? Get the auger swung out here. Boom. Make her turn. Coming a little bit hot. Try not to hit the truck. See if we're hitting about center. But it's about to get super dusty. Yeah, that's center. Go scoot over a smidge. There, now we're catching that spill. I don't know why it's coming out of the back of my spout like that. Oh, I bet my grain savers come off again up there. That's what that is. I mean, these beans look pretty good. Got a little trash in them, but you know, everything can't be perfect. Get her nice and smooth, put a little bit extra up on the front, that way it's way too good. All right, I'm gonna holler at Jesse a minute. Well, as y'all can tell, it's gotten dark. These beans have got to cutting hard. Man, they're cutting hard, so we're calling it quits. Got about a half a tank back here in the back. Rolling up on the old baby semi here. So I thought I could get a load cut, the truck loaded before 7, but we run into some short, hard cutting beans that are green. So we got a half, and that's what we got. We'll just sprinkle this in on top, get out, roll the tarp over, and call it a day. The dust is just feeding right back on us. Look at that. Good stuff. Good, good stuff. Well, that's all that. That's all she wrote. That's the ball game for today. That being said, you know, if y'all like what you see, remember, like and subscribe, and drop a comment if you feel like it. And like always, if the good Lord's willing, we'll catch you on the flip side. Till next.